21-day fast, which many of you are doing, most of you after the third or fourth day aren't eliminating, right? Is that true? Most of you are not having bowel movements regularly. That's what happens. The longer the fast is, the greater the likelihood of having a bowel movement while fasting. So when people fast 42 days, almost everybody eliminates the last week with me.
During the fast?
With my protocol. While fasting, the last week of fasting, almost everybody eliminates. Why? They've had more time to break down and hydrate that old material, assuming they're doing what they need to do. So it's not that it's not going because you're not eating. It's not going because your body can't move it. When it's broken down and hydrated enough, your body will move it. Whether that's 5 days after the fast, 10 days after the fast, or 150 days after you began fasting. Okay? My longest client fast ever, some of you have heard, was 4.5 months. That young man had a bowel movement in his last week of the fast. It had been 4 months and a week since his last meal. Okay, your body will eliminate whenever it's ready to. It doesn't make any difference whether you're, many people think you can't eliminate unless you eat. Why do they think that? Why do they think that? That's their experience. Their experience is that in their poorly functioning, sluggish body with food that doesn't belong in there, it doesn't leave until there's something else comes in to help move it out. But that's not what's happening in a healthy system if you're eating correctly.
So the digestive system doesn't completely stop.
It doesn't stop at all. I mean, it's not digesting if there's nothing in there to digest. But it's going to eliminate as soon as it's able to. As long as there's anything there, your body does not stop attempting to move that material. Most of you aren't able to move anything unless you've been fasting for 21 days or more. And the longer the fast is, the greater the likelihood of that old hard material being able to move. When people come in, and we don't really have much of this session, but when people come with big bellies, I mean, we've had many clients here who had a bowel movement every day for 6 weeks because they came in not with the 2 meals in their system that a healthy, clean, well-functioning body has, not with the 8 to 12 meals in the body that the average body has, but maybe with 30, 40, or 100 meals in their body. Because it takes them 3 weeks to eliminate after they eat something. And if they're eating 5 times a day, that's 105 meals. So we've had people here for 6 weeks who've eliminated at least once every day while fasting. It has nothing to do with eating. Your body eliminates when it's able to eliminate. Okay? For most people, it's not going to happen after 3 or 4 days of fasting. Why not? Because what's still present is simply intransigent. It's too hard. It's too dry. The body's not able to move it yet. Okay, when the body's able to move it, it will move, whether you eat or not. Does this make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, once you guys start eating, what's going to happen is you're going to start rehydrating that stuff even faster than you are while you're fasting. Why?
Because you mentioned that the molecules in the fruit are like...
First of all, the water in our food is much more hydrating than the water we drink. Second of all, when we drink water, it goes into the stomach, goes into the small intestine, passes through the wall of the small intestine into the bloodstream. It doesn't go through our 32 feet of digestive tract. When you eat high water content food, eat watermelon, that meal's going all the way through your entire system. And so any excess water in the food is going to be absorbed by this dry stuff sitting in there. That may not be happening very efficiently when you're drinking water. It's the best we have while you're fasting. Okay, you can't get the benefits of fasting unless you're actually fasting. But ultimately, when you start eating again, you're going to rehydrate things much faster, which is why some people start to feel bad when they start eating, much worse when they start eating. Nausea, bloating. Okay? Because they're now reabsorbing more from whatever's sitting in the intestine. That happens sometimes. Sometimes the refeeding process is harder than fasting. Okay? Any other questions about any of that? So most of you will need at least 3 days for the first bowel movement. And most of you will actually have your first bowel movement on the 4th day. And for some people, it might be day 5, 6, or even 7. It's okay. It's not going to hurt you. This is stuff that's been in your body in some cases for decades. If it takes another week to eliminate it, so what? The stuff you're eating now, the stuff you're going to eat here, the watermelon, papaya, pineapples, mangoes, coconut oil you're eating here, it's not going to hurt you if it sits there. The stuff that's been there for decades, it's been hurting you your entire life. And now we're talking about doing what you need to do to get rid of it. So don't eat less because you feel full. Eat the meals. Okay, the meals, you know, on the 2nd day, you're going to eat a total of 175 calories on average, maybe 200 depending on what you're eating. On the 3rd day, it might be a total of 300 calories. Okay, it's not too much food. If it feels like it, it's because you got a bunch of stuff in your intestines. But eating the food is going to help you move it out. That's what's going to allow you to eliminate the stuff. Okay, so the fact that you may feel full, do your best to eat it anyway. That's what's going to help you get the stuff out. Yeah.
Coconut water. I don't know the word you use, but does that go into your intestines, or does it also stop that thing before where the water gets out? You know, you told us the water
Yep.
goes into something and then into the bloodstream immediately. It doesn't go into your
Goes into the small intestine.
the small intestine.
Yeah, no, the coconut water is going to be treated like food.
Like food.
It's going to go through your system.
What's the best thing to break your fast with? Is there like something you should choose based off your situation, or do you have advice, or is it
There's
all
a complicated formula. We can calculate it. It depends on how tall you are. We divide that by your shoe size. Okay? We had the month of your dog's birth. Okay?
Your nose size?
Times the length of your nose.
preference? Is all preference?
Yeah, I mean, the things that we're offering you are all really great. They all work really, really well. So listen to your body. If your body wants watermelon, have that. Okay, if it's wanting coconut. If there's no preference, I believe you're going to eliminate fastest with coconut water.
Wow.
But I'd only recommend that if there's no preference or that's the preference. If your body has a preference for papaya, eat papaya. Listen to your body. Okay? Some of you may have a strong preference for one of those 3 things. Choose that.
What do you do when you don't have any preference?
Then you get to choose. As I just said, if you're just starting, those people who are just about, are going to start eating soon, if you're still fasting, when it's your turn and you don't have a preference, personally I would recommend coconut water, but it's up to you.
And why is that?
Because it's going to hydrate the old stuff faster than anything else. As I said, I believe it's going to mean you're going to eliminate faster, but it's a preference.